the recording?
So I'd be flipping to the last slide instead of playing with the video directly. Do you mind going to the last slide and then I'll do some follow-up points and then play the video.
You want the slides first? Okay, sure.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so. I want to mention one point that I forgot to mention on this slide, which is the issue of and intellectual property with the use of AI, essentially when you're using it for creative work. So usually, if you just ask AI to, for example, improve your work, check grammar, then it's okay to still own the copyright. But if you're asking, for example, asking AI to completely write you a plot in your story, then there may be because it's a gray area, it may be a chance where the work is not copyrightable, because in order to for a work to be copyrightable, it has to be created by a real person. That's according to law. So be very careful on that if you want to retain your intellectual property in that. I know a few major, most major AI tools are okay, but I know a few where if you give your story or your artistic work to AI, even just for minor improvement, it may retain your copyright, and you just have commercial use rights to your work. So that is also something to be aware of when you're using it. Can we go to the video?
Okay, now we're gonna start the video.
So we're gonna play a video of an example of how to use AI to create something very useful in the program without the user having any previous knowledge of coding or UI design or anything. So
1 second.
in this video, I'm using the AI tool called Cloud. It has a free version, so feel free to use that and do something creative.
Date?
So I'm asking it to create a study or homework plan tool for high school students. And we can see what is able to do with that. Sorry about the quality of this video. Yeah. Completely writing the code on its own. Just say songs.
السلام عليكم، كيف حالك؟ طيبة؟ سلمي كويسة؟ إيمان
لميا
أهلا وسهلا. أنت جبتي ولدك في الروضة وقلتي لي اقعد في الروضة؟
لا.
أوكي.
ده أولادي.
ما شاء الله.
دي ثالث مرة نجي.
إيمان mute your phone يا إيمان. Let me mute.
متأسفة دقيقة.
mute your phone.
أوكي خلاص دقيقة.
and then it broke that one line into 4 lines. It's also basically trying to reinterpret what she wants to do, but it's also giving us the intent of what it will do, essentially. And then it started codifying it on that. Yeah, good.
This is not actually a very good prompt if you're making something like more rigorously, because you want to specify all your needs. But for like basic use, for a basic tool, one line is enough for the tool to generate it. Yes. I think we can probably skip to the last 30 seconds.
Okay.
It'll be. I just wanted to show the end product. So you can see here's the app over here. You can add new assignment. I added the title, the subject, the deadline, the priority level, and the notes. And then I can put group to dashboard, which shows me I have one pending assignment, progress by subject, and then all the individual assignment and the deadlines at the end. This is very useful. If you have anything in mind, you can use AI's help to do that with zero background encoding for UI design. We can go back to the sites.
Yes.
And you can do the same thing on ChatGPT as well, right? It's just a different company right now. It's but the application is very nice.
That's the story. I'm going to that page. Okay, so continuing on to part 14 for the next week and seconds. So here are some field areas that we expect AI to be used in the future. We can have AI integrate with physically interact with the real life, these robotics, for example, robot surgeon and Mars rovers. We can also have better algorithm and feeding better data for it to diagnose different disease, so virtual doctors. You can also use it for space exploration, and I'm sure a lot of new careers will emerge. So there's often a debated question of if AI is going to take our jobs. So my answer to that is partially yes. I like to think of it as like similar to the Industrial Revolution. So before the Industrial Revolution, if you imagine what a common person can do for a job, it's probably either farmer or artisans. After the Industrial Revolution, much fewer people were doing these jobs, and more people were doing working as factory workers, mechanical engineers, electricians, technicians, right? And those are types of jobs that people will not be able to imagine before the Industrial Revolution. And similarly, in recent decades, after computer and internet was invented, many of the jobs that existed, say, 50 years ago, either doesn't exist today, or much fewer people are needed to do that job. And we have millions and millions of people doing things like software development, making money off of that. And that is something that would be very hard for people to imagine before the invention of computers. So I think AI will definitely replace some jobs. Like much fewer people will be needed to develop the same software than before, as I just showed. But there will be many other types of jobs, either creating more complex software, or they're just types of jobs that we cannot foresee at the moment. And I want for high school students in the audience, I know it may seem far away, but soon you'll enter college and need to select a career path. So if you're interested in joining the AI industry, I want to offer some information that will hopefully help you in the decision-making process. So if you want to be someone who can help make AI more powerful, you should consider developing algorithms and research in AI. And for that, you likely need a PhD in either computer engineering or data science with a focus on machine learning. And if you want to do applications of AI in the real world, you can either become a software development engineer by studying computer science and create automation tools that makes everyone's life easier. Or if you want to allow AI to physically interact with the real world, you can consider becoming a robotics engineer. And for that, it requires a degree in likely mechanical engineering with focus in robotics. And finally, if you want to help raise the limit of how powerful AI can be, you can consider joining us. We are hardware engineers at NVIDIA. We basically help design GPU, which is a physical chip that their AI is trained and run on. So oftentimes how powerful an AI can be is not just limited by the algorithm, but also by how fast the GPU can run, how much energy it consumes, how costly it is. So if we can design GPUs that are faster, more energy efficient and less costly, it'll actually enable other people to create AIs that are so much more powerful without consuming an impossible amount of resources.
So just to comment, so an AI doesn't become just a virtual doctor on its own. The AI, it gets trained on the data that doctors use. How you become a school teacher, how you become an engineer, how you become a scuba diver. How do you get trained? AI, the difference is AI, they give it the data that what a doctor does, it gives a lot of data. So then it becomes a specialist in handling medical data. If you to be a space exploration and astronaut, then it gets trained on the data specific to, that means an AI it's unlimited. The possibilities are unlimited. You basically train it for wherever data that you have. Healthcare, you give it the data about healthcare, then AI agent becomes a specialist in healthcare. This is the advantage of AI. The data is there, but then you can make a subset of data related للحاجه اللي انت دايرها, and then it becomes basically a profession. It becomes a professional in that. And then Victoria also said GPU. Because she works in GPU in NVIDIA, she used the word literally GPU. So الناس القدام يعني a lot of it's called CPU. The buzzword used to be CPU. CPU means it deals with numbers, calculations. The GPU now is different. Videos, a lot of data. It's coloring, it's shading, it's not only numbers. It's a huge amount of numbers or data. This is what they call a GPU. This is what NVIDIA does. It gives you a card, يعني الداتا دي it can handle it. It's so much يعني in a very fast way, in a strong way, in a powerful way. This is what she said, the word GPU. All this AI, lot of information. A CPU cannot do it. This is why they call it a GPU. This is why now in AI world, NVIDIA is up there because it provides the best GPUs to handle processing of huge amount of data. And they call it GPU. This is why you hear the word GPU associated with AI.
Is it different from 0, 1, the basic binary, or is this a change? Or
it's the same. So
It's the same?
what's the major difference is like CPU does everything like serially, like it does one calculation at a time. GPU does a lot of calculations together. So in the end, it's all zeros and ones.
Yeah.
But it does a lot of things. Like essentially very parallel.
So GPU is a collection of CPU.
No, CPU is the general process.
General purpose, like the CPU is like very like specific to.
Process.
Yeah.
You can think of GPU as like many CPUs put together. So like if there are 15 CPUs and then you make it a GPU, it's faster. But it's just like different architecture.
Analogy would be CPU is one single person doing something very fast and is able to do a lot of things very fast. And GPU is a group of people specialized in some tasks. Each single one of them are slower, but all of them are working together as tasks. So like the overall result would be GPU very faster than CPUs. Okay, so to wrap up what we talked about today.
1 second, okay.
So AI is very powerful and it is becoming more powerful every single day as more people are working on the development side and even more people are working on the application side. However, we must always use it wisely, responsibly, and ethically. And if you do AI plus C, superpowers, that's everything we want to cover today. And we have, do we have time for more questions?
Yeah, we can open the forum. I'm gonna stop the recording.